Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the phases of business research. This can also be asked as what are the process of business research. Most commonly this type of question is asked, what are the process of business research. So once this question is asked, you have to answer this itself. So let's see what are the process of business research or what are the different phases of business research. There are 8. The first step is problem definition. The next is review of literature, defining the objectives of the research, formulation of hypothesis, research design formulation, data collection, data preparation and analysis, report preparation and presentation. Let's see one by one. The first one is problem definition. It is a first step in research. Let's see what is problem or what is research problem first itself. A research problem or a question is something that a researcher wants to solve. Now in a business there are wide areas, and as much of areas as there may be that much of problems. So business has many problems to face. For example, a strike of uh, manufacturers, or a fire may have destroyed primary loading and unloading shelter of a warehouse. These are the problems. So a researcher wants to study what causes this, or what are the after effects. So many studies are possible in the field of business. Now the problems are not specific. That means only this area of the business is facing problems. Not like that. As much of areas are there, there may be that much of problems itself. So the problems are not specific to a certain area of the business. Now once the researcher has a clear statement of business problem, it should be converted into a research problem. Steps involved in problem definition. This is one of the question asked in last year question paper. The first step is ascertain the decision maker's objective, understand the background of the problem, isolate and identify the problem, determine the unit of analysis, determine the relevant variables, state the research questions or hypothesis and research objectives. These are the steps involved in problem definition. Now the research problem, it should be defined accurately or precisely, and it should be fact oriented and information gathering. That means data should be available. And after the problem is defined accurately, now the researcher can set a proper research objectives. Now let's see the second step, review of literature. Review of literature means already in the past there may be existing study about what we are studying now. So we have to get a brief summary about the previous research. That is review of literature. The various sources of literature are mainly 4: primary source, secondary source, tertiary source, non-documentary source. Primary source means these include the original works. Example are conference proceedings, thesis and dissertation works like projects, unpublished works like diaries, memoranda. These all are a part of primary source itself. Secondary source is a summary of primary source or a compiled form of primary source. Examples include periodical, reference books like encyclopedia and all. Tertiary source, it's that aids the researcher to get primary source or secondary source. Examples like directories and yearbooks, bibliography, etc. all comes under tertiary source. Last one is non-documentary source. This is something that we provide through our mouth, like through talking and all. Oral sources are the non-documentary sources. It can be two, formal and informal source. So while oral sources are used, we get something that others do not provide. The objectives of review of literature include to provide a context of the research, to attain a background knowledge of the research, to illustrate how the subject has been previously studied, to outline the gaps in the previous research, to find out problems in the area of interest to the researcher that have already been investigated in the past. Another objective is to help refine, refocus, or even change our topic. We can refine, refocus, or even change our topic. Then next one is to study how others structured their reports. So while we review the literatures, we can understand, or we can understand how others studied, or how others had already studied this subject, and what is their limitation, or what else we have to cover in that study. The next step is defining the objectives of the research. Objective means what we intend to, or what we try to get out of the study. It can be stated either as a statement or as a question. There can be a primary objective and a secondary objective too. The next step is formulation of hypothesis. A hypothesis is a tentative assumption that we must test. It is a tentative assumption made in order to draw out and test its logical or empirical consequences. It can be stated as a working hypothesis, or a hypothesis must be stated in clear terms. There may be one or more or several hypotheses in the study. It should be specific and limited to the concerned problem. Now, the hypothesis is a statement and not a question. These are not proved, whereas these are to be tested. Now we can see what is working hypothesis. Working hypothesis is an initial hypothesis, and we set during the study is begin, and this hypothesis will be modified in the progress of the research. An initial hypothesis, like a temporary hypothesis set during the study or the starting of the study, that is working hypothesis. It can be developed by conducting discussion with colleagues and experts, examining data and records related with the problem, reviewing similar studies in this area. By exploratory personal investigation, we can set a working hypothesis. Next step is research design formulation or planning of research and sample design. Now, what is research design? In module 3, we are going to study about research design itself. A research design is a blueprint of the research, or it's a plan of action on how the research should be taken forward. It includes sources of information, research methods or techniques to be used, sampling methodology, the schedule, and how much time we should complete the study, cost of research, or schedule means what is the time taken for the study, cost of research, what is the cost incurred while we study. Sample design, it indicates the way of selecting sample for the study. A definition is given. It is a definite plan determined before any data are actually collected for obtaining a sample from population. A definite plan for obtaining a sample from population is known as sample design. The next step is data collection. This step is also called field work. Data can be collected through observation, survey, or experiment. The tools used for data collection are questionnaires, standardized tests, observational forms. Two phases are the pre-testing and main study. Pre-testing means before the study we have to ensure that whether the plan we prepared for data collection in the main study is apt or not. So in the pre-testing, a researcher uses a small subsample to ensure this, whether the data collection plan is for the main study is suitable or not. The next step is data analysis and interpretation. Once the data is collected, we will get many forms of data. Only those data are used which are apt for decision making or which the business is concerned about. So in data analysis stage, we will reduce the accumulated data to a manageable size, or we reduce the data to something that only we need, what we need. For this, expert assistance is required. This step includes many further steps like editing the data. In editing the data, we'll ensure that figures or words are accurate. This can be done on two levels, micro and macro. In micro level, we ensure the consistency of data, that in every word we uses the same itself. Same words or same figures are used in the work itself. For example, in one place we are using miles and in other place we are using kilometer, that there will be no consistency in the data. If we are using miles in one area, then in other area also we should use miles itself. So while this micro level, in this we ensure the consistency of data. On macro level, we'll compare our data with data of other surveys, thus ensuring compatibility. So for example, in our survey, we are stating that 4,500 people are residing in this area, and in other survey, it is stating that 5,000 people reside in this area. There is a contradictory. There is no compatibility in this. So one of the survey will be correct. So we have to ensure that there is a compatibility between the surveys or between the data collected. The next step in data analysis is handling blank response. If 25% of the questions are left blank, then we have to discard the questionnaire, or else we only want to delete that particular question. Next one is coding. Coding means quantification of qualitative data. Assign alphanumeric to the data collected. This is for the purpose of computer analysis. The next step is categorizing data. Once the codes are assigned, we have to categorize the data on the basis of, or we have to categorize them to categories, classes, segments that are mutually exclusive, that are independent. For example, on the basis of age, gender, etc. Once, if we are studying about awareness, we'll assign the codes to the data collected, and awareness can be studied on the basis of age or can be studied on the basis of gender. So we can categorize the data on the basis of age or gender. Next one is entering the data. It can be done either manually or using technology. Software like SPSS data editor can be used to enter, edit and view the contents. Now there are three objectives of data analysis. First one is getting a feel of the data, validity and reliability, testing the hypothesis of investigation. Feel of the data means getting a meaning of the data. We can get a meaning of the data by listing them, or the statement can be summarized. Statistical analysis can be used for summarizing the data. Three measures of central tendency like mean, median, mode will give an idea about the data, or else we can use deviation, dispersion, spread and all for understanding about the data. Through this we can get a feel of the data. Next one is reliability and validity. Reliability means how reliable the data is, or how much we can trust the data, and validity shows the appropriateness or genuinity of the data. Next objective is hypothesis testing. The last step in business research process, or the last phase of business research, is report preparation and presentation. Report preparation means it is a final step. We have to prepare a report, and in this we will transmit the findings and recommendation to the managers for the purpose of decision making. A specially designed format is used for report preparation or result presentation. A research report should contain the following details, like executive summary should be there, an overview of the research should be there, implementation strategies for a recommendation. While we recommend, we have to show what are the strategies that can be used to implement these recommendations. Technical appendix should also be there, such that the project can be reproduced later. So these are the 8 steps of business research. I hope all had understood. Thank you.